Hello and welcome to the 1963 season of Indianapolis 500 Evolution, and you are looking at my 1963 Challenger, the car that I think is going to take me not only to the 1963 National Championship, but to the 1963 Indianapolis 500. A little birdie told me in the comments, don't remember exactly who it was, so shout out yourself in the comment section. I think it was Music Man, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me know that the Curtis Craft chassis would be the fastest for the 1963 season, and being the Gomer that I am, I equipped it with the Novi engine. And if you don't know what the Novi engine is it was a very famous, very loud, supercharged engine that's wowed the crowds at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for several years in the 60s. And it was owned, as you can probably tell by the logos on the hood, by STP owner Andy Granatelli. And in my own universe, in this universe, he let me buy a new Novi engine, but he said, David, you've got to slap STP logos all over this car. I know you won the national championship in 1961 and was second in 1962, but this is way too big of an opportunity for STP to pass up, so they are on my car. So I had the choice of choosing a front engine car or a rear engine car. The first real choice I've had. I could have bought a new Lotus chassis, but Colin Chapman wouldn't sell me one, and in the comment section everybody really wants me to continue with the Roadsters as long as I can, so I'm going to try to continue with the Roadsters as long as I can. I also forwent the Offenhauser engine for 1963, just because of the amount of power that the Novi engine is able to produce. I was able to gain 89 horsepower over my 1961 Offenhauser unit I had been using, so a huge horsepower now advantage in my grasp. We're heading to a very fast track at Trenton, where I haven't won yet, and I've been down on horsepower in the past. That may have been what kept me from winning at Trenton, so let's see if I can break the Trenton curse here on Indy 500 month. So the 1963 season starts out with the first qualifier being the 1962 champion, Parnelli Jones, with a 134-mile-an-hour lap. Johnny Boy is going to go next, then Jim McElreath. I don't see any Lotuses, no Jim Clark or Dan Gurney, so I think the first time we will see them is at the second race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indianapolis 500. But we do see a new name there, a name that's very famous and very synonymous with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Johnny Rutherford, who goes to second in the qualifying order so far here. Steve Ludinen, or Ludine, I'm pretty sure that's another developer of the game, and it is very, very slow, 10 miles per hour off of the pace. Eddie Sachs goes to the pole position. Roger McCluskey goes to 5th. Troy Ruttman waiting on his qualifying attempt to be over, and he will qualify in the 8th position. Lloyd Ruby, who was a rookie last year, goes to 5th. Dick Rathman, waiting on him to make a qualifying attempt. He goes to second, bumping Eddie Sachs, bumping Rutherford out of the second row. Dempsey Wilson goes to 11th. Chuck Holst to 3rd. And now Don Branson, he's always fast. Is he going to take the pole? No, he goes to 5th. Now it's up to me, just ahead of Eddie Johnson and AJ Foyt. So let's get the Novi qualified and see how our new equipment stacks up against the rest. Alright, so we're heading out to qualify, and I would just like to point out I had a choice between two Curtis Craft chassis for the 1963 season. There was one with a big dorsal fin and one without a big dorsal fin. So as you can tell, I went with the one with the big dorsal fin. You may notice also the sound of this engine. As I mentioned, the sound was something that really caught the attention of the fans in IndyCar racing in this time period. And it is a noisy engine versus what we were running with the Offenhauser. It actually kind of sounds like, I hate to make this comparison because I think it's going to trigger some people, but it sounds like the old IRL engines before they kind of made them sound like Indy cars again. It's just got a very low grumble, low scream. It's a weird engine sound, that's for sure. And I'm not doing too good on this warm-up lap so far. I ran a lap in practice at 135, 136 miles per hour, which is right at the pole position speed. So if I can put it together here in the next 2 laps, I may have a pole position, which would, I think, be my first pole position at Trenton. Or no, I think oh boy, that's bad. I think in my first race, and I don't think I damaged the car, so that's good. I think in my first race I qualified on the pole. I can't remember. I was remembering and I slammed into the wall doing it. So 133 on the warm-up, and that was screwing up. So as long as we don't screw up, I think we're going to be really fast here. This car is quite front-heavy with the Novi engine in it. It really does grip in the first turn. You may have noticed the car sliding the back out, so it's a front-heavy car, obviously. It's got all the engine weight up there. And the Novi is a heavier engine anyway. It's much bigger, more powerful than the contemporary Ford or Offenhauser engines I could have chosen from. Actually, I couldn't have chosen the Ford because I didn't choose a rear-engine chassis to go with my car. Here we go. What's the first lap? 134. Not fast enough so far for the pole, so I got to really pull a rabbit out of my hat here. I'm not going to shift up until the absolute last possible moment here. Use all the revs in the engine. Here we go into turn number 2, essentially, with the right-handed dog leg here. Lift off just a little bit, get that car stabilized, and it's kind of sliding out just a little bit. I don't know if this is going to be a good lap or not. We're going to have to see. Coming off the corner, you got to remember I put it in the wall in the end of lap 1, so let's see if this lap is any faster. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, it is. 135. We may have taken the pole. No, we just got beat out by Eddie Sachs. My goodness, it must have been a close run there. No, yeah, we missed out by 6/10 of a second to Eddie Sachs. So let's take a look at the grid. You can see Eddie Sachs is the only one in the 136 mile per hour range. Rathman will start behind me with Hulse in the second row. AJ Foyt starting 5th. We haven't seen much of him throughout the entire race. London will start last at 125, so 11 miles an hour off of the pole speed. 22 cars going to start the 1963 season. Can I get the Novi its first win and my first win at Trenton? Let's find out. Alright, so here we go. Ready to start the 1963 season. Next to Eddie Sachs. Can we break the Trenton curse? As you can see, the field form up. Sachs is going to get a huge jump. And we are underway in the 1963 season. I'm going to cut down really quickly here because I've had to restart this race 100 times at this point because of the fact that the AI have run me over so many times going into turn 1. For whatever reason, this Novi engine does not have the grunt that I thought it did. So we're just kind of struggling right now to maintain position. But at least right now it's looking pretty good as we come up behind Dick Rathman. We've just got, this is really the corner that kills us, is turn 3 there, the banked corner. As you can see, they just get a huge run. I think they're able to handle a little bit better than I am. And the cars are able to maintain a power curve. That's the big problem. The car just doesn't stay in its preferred RPM range with the Novi engine at this track. So it kind of gets bogged down in turn 3. And we really struggle. As you can see, we're gained in on Rathman all the way up to this point, and then it starts to fade away. This car just kind of washes out just a little bit. Not as bad of a corner as I've had in the past, but I'm going to understeer off. And that's going to allow Grimm to try to look to the inside. I'm not going to give up that inside because that's where I've been making mistakes. I've been run over several times, giving up that inside. As I slide the car, make Grimm try to take it around the outside for me, or take it from me around the outside, and he was unable to do that. He actually falls back just a little bit there. So we're going to move through the dog leg here and into the bank corner once again. So I'm not sure if I'll take this car to Indianapolis yet or not, from judging from this performance in Trenton. Obviously we're 3rd, but I'm really struggling to kind of hold on to 3rd. So not sure if this is going to be the best car for Indianapolis. Obviously you're going to be able to stay in the power band a little bit better at Indy rather than here at Trenton where there's a lot of downshifting. There is no downshifting at Indy. And if you are downshifting, you're really struggling. So this car may be a better Indy car than it is a Trenton car. But obviously you bring what you think you're going to bring to Trenton, that you're going to bring to Indy, to try to figure out whether or not this car is going to be capable of winning the Indianapolis 500, whether you're comfortable in it. And right now I can't say I'm particularly comfortable in this car, as Grimm is trying to go around the outside of me. He's not quite there yet. So we get down in third gear. Scrub a little bit of speed off there. Exit was decent though. And we maintain a bit of a gap to Grimm. Rathman is still just pulling out his lead on us. Eddie Sachs, no way we're even going to get anywhere close to him, I don't think. So it's now just going to be a matter of figuring out how to take turn 3. If I could figure out how to take turn 3 a little bit faster. And no, that's just way worse. Way worse. As Grimm takes the lead, and we make contact with Bobby Grimm.
Car number 52 makes a pit stop.
And Foyt will take advantage. We'll get run into the back of. Thankfully, we didn't get damaged in that. Lots of contact, but no lasting consequences, thankfully. There was a car that got into the wall, and now we have to battle with Foyt for third. The car just sliding a little bit in the banked corner.
Car number 52.
And still, Bobby Grimm is right there behind, trying to make a pass, and he's not there yet. Thankfully, I don't think he's close enough on this lap to try a bonsai move. Unless, of course, a screw up like that, and that would probably allow Grimm to come to the inside.
Pit stop for car number 52.
No, not quite there, but there is a lapper that just came out of the pits ahead of Foyt. So are we going to see some battling here with Foyt? Or are we going to be able to battle him because of this lap car? I'm going to continue to run the absolute bottom of the track. Try to keep Grimm at bay. This is a tough race in a Novi. And there goes Grimm around the outside. So can I swing to the bottom, clip that grass there? No, Grimm is by, so we fall to 5th. We get the run through the dog leg. Side by side, and that is going to screw me up. And now Johnny Rutherford is making his presence known. Car 37, obviously we know Johnny Rutherford in real life. Go on to win the Indianapolis 500 3 times. So his rookie season already creating headaches for me. But Foyt is very wide off at turn 1. It's going to allow Grimm to try to get a run on him. We've got to worry about Rutherford. So into the dog leg once again. Trying to pick up the throttle as late as I possibly can so I don't lose or scrub off speed. I feel like I get scrubbed off speed once again there. And Lone Star JR, Johnny Rutherford, still just back there, close enough to annoy me. I try to arc it into the corner, try to run that apron a little bit more than I have been running. So you can make up a little bit of time there, which I think I did. And Bobby Grimm is all over the back of AJ Foyt. So it might give us an opportunity to pounce here. Ooh, just as the car slid there. I felt almost confident enough to take the car flat out through the banked corner there. I really want to try to start experimenting with other lines, but I feel like it's just going to slow me down more. That is something that, oh, that is getting on off-camber bits of pavement, which really upset the balance of the car there. JR, Johnny Rutherford all over the back of me now. But he swung wide a little bit through the dog leg, so it's going to keep him behind me just a little bit longer. I really do want to just maintain points in this race at this point. As long as I can get out of here with some points, that's the important thing. Because I've goose-egged at Trenton, I think, both races in 1962. And for a championship run, that's unacceptable. There goes Johnny Rutherford trying to make the move there. He couldn't pull it off. Grimm has gotten around Foyt. Seems to be struggling a little bit for third. I mean, there's a podium spot that we could theoretically take if the car wouldn't be a bucking Bronco right there. Oh, no. Contact with Johnny Rutherford. We're going to play really dirty with Parnelli Jones. There goes Chuck Holst down to the inside. And Johnny Rutherford's going to get around. Parnelli decided to give me the boot there, and that was Holst who gave me the boot. Now we're damaged. How badly? We'll find out later on, I suppose. So we're going to go wheel to wheel with Parnelli, our rival from last season. And we're struggling to hang on to a championship point right now. And we just lost it to Holst. No, we didn't. There's 8 points available. So as long as we keep... oh, no. Roger Ward just went around the outside. Now we're in trouble. Now we're in trouble. Because I almost got run over there by whomever that was. Bud Tinglestad. No, that wasn't Bob Tinglestad. Who was that? Roger McCluskey. So that's unfortunate. We've got an entire... We got the white party going on up here with all these white cars. And just not able... Look at that. Look how much more grip Tinglestad has through the corner there. Oh, McCluskey's going to go around 2. Falling all the way back to 13th. We qualified second, man. We qualified second. It's just not working out quite the way I'd like it to. The only thing I can kind of hope for at this point is we run into some lap cars, kind of slows them down a little bit, makes me able to kind of come up on them a little bit more. Okay, well, let's not shift down into third gear. I tried that, did not work. Let's not do it again. And did we lose ground to Ruttman behind us? No, so that's a good thing. Man, lucky 13th too. Get down in turn 1 once again. Run that white line. 4th gear. Just trying to figure out some way I can kind of gain that time back in turn 3. It's just, this is where I'm losing it. Right here. You can just hear the car bog down. And it just won't pick up the RPMs that you want it to, and then it slides off of the corner. And you lose so much time doing that. Well, I tried to go flat out through turn 4 or turn 3, and it just didn't work. I just slid the tires a whole bunch. Made a lot of tire smoke, but that was about it. Now Troy Ruttman has made the pass on me as well. That's my old chassis, the Epperly. So, clearly, I may have not made the best choice. And that is going to be a lot of trouble there. Spin with 6 laps to go. And we're back to 20th. Damage the car even more. At the very least, there's no one back there now that can run me over. Well, I'm not sure this car was the best choice to make for the 1963 season. A very frustrating race. Looks like we're going to end up in 20th position. There's Eddie Sachs directly behind. He may end up putting us a lap down before the end of this thing. I'm hoping not. I'd like to complete all the laps, if for no other reason than pride. You can notice the right front wheel is wobbling. A bunch of just wobbling the whole car. It's So we come off of the final corner. And we're going to take the white flag here. Not sure if I'm going to tell Granatelli to shove his Novi where the sun don't shine.
It's the final lap.
For the Indy 500. Not sure yet. I'm pretty sure Colin Chapman will not sell me a Lotus. Especially with this performance with a new car. Clearly, not the best developmental driver. Maybe this car is just not suited to this track. And we'll get to Indianapolis and it'll be a whole different story. We're going to have to wait and see, find out. But for now, the Trenton curse continues despite the fact that I can qualify so very well. Here comes Eddie Sachs to add insult to injury.
The leader makes a pit stop.
Nope, he's going to pit, so checker flag is out. We finished 20th at Trenton in the first race of 63. So as you can see, 20th position, not fantastic. Sachs won easily over Dick Rathman and Bobby Grimm. AJ Foyt was in 4th. Johnny Rutherford, great first race. He doesn't like me, though, in 5th. And then 20th position. I'm at least respected by Parnelli Jones and Eddie Sachs, so that's not too bad. Let's head back and take a look at the championship standings before we bid adieu. So obviously the championship standings look, unfortunately, not very good in my favor right now. Sachs is the points leader heading into the 47th running of the Indianapolis 500. And you can see those Lotus drivers, Jim Clark and Dan Gurney, on the sheet, even though they haven't even made a start in the in this national championship season yet. So the next race is indeed the Indianapolis 500. Can I finally pull off my first victory? Will the Lotus cars take a shocking victory with the British invasion, or will one of the conventional roadsters take the victory? It'll be a very interesting race. Hope to see you here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you at the Indianapolis 500.